to MTR Network. Is Kriss and Phenom here, and we are here to do a first of several reviews for ourselves. The first movie we're reviewing today is The Edge of 17. High school life gets even more unbearable for Nadine when her best friend Krista starts dating her older brother. This stars Haley Stenfield, Blake Jenner. I don't see who else is in it. Kara Sedgwick, Woody Harrelson. Okay, all right. And it's directed by Kelly Freeman Craig. What else has this person done? All right, I did not go to see this. Phenom did. Tell me about it.
So first of all, this is The Edge of 17, not Edge of 17, which from the cover looks like a gay romance 90s comedy film that made it really difficult for me to find the information for this film.
Oh wait, so there actually is a movie called Edge of 17?
Google it. The Edge of 17 is two white dudes with blonde hair on the cover holding each other. A 90s film, supposedly.
Oh my god, it really is. Hilarious. I did not know that.
Because I was trying to
find is important.
I don't know if it is or if it isn't, but I was trying to find the soundtrack for this film in particular, and so that soundtrack came up first. And I was like, none of these songs, I don't remember hearing any of these songs in this movie. This cannot be the right. Maybe, and then there's a song called Edge of 17, and I think an album called Edge of 17. Like, white people really care about this of the Edge of 17. I didn't know this was a thing. Like, this is not something black people experience, clearly. And given this film, yeah. So the description is pretty basic, and there's a bit more to it, I guess, but not really. It is a raunchy comedy. It's like a raunchy teen comedy. And what they did was, I think one of the reviews I read said it was more particular to the 80s films, so like Pretty in Pink and The Breakfast Club. That's pretty much what they were trying to do with the tone of this film. And they actually did a pretty good job of it. The main character is like old girl from Juno. Was it Ellen Page?
Mm-hmm.
She's kind of got that sense of sarcastic humor.
I felt that, I remember Haley. I can't remember what else she did, but she was in what was it? True Grit, I believe.
Was that the girl? Oh my God, that is the girl.
That is her. That's how I knew it was her. But when I first saw, huh?
That's why she looked so familiar. I could not figure out where she was from.
Yeah. So that's where I remember her from. But when I first saw this, I was like, wait, is that Ellen Page? And did she not age? And I was like, oh no, that's not her. But I could just tell it felt like that kind of movie. Like, it sounds weird to say this, but it felt like an Ellen Page movie.
It is.
You haven't seen it?
It's not. So she's funnier than Ellen Page was. Ellen Page in Juno was very sarcastic, very stuck into her 70s, like punk feel, very adults are uncool, everybody's uncool, nobody's really cool, the sun isn't cool, like nothing's cool, man. And this character Nadine is just, she's kind of like a spasm of content, man. She just says shit, and it's weird, but it's fucking funny. Like, you can tell she's too old to be hanging around high schoolers, and at the same time, she is immature as shit. And I guess that's because she's a loner. Like, she's really a dark comedy type person, or she's, and she has that. She kind of has that flavor of comedy I have, where I don't realize I'm tearing somebody down when I'm talking to them. Like, I used to do that a lot. Like, my jokes used to actually be jokes that, like, they were offensive jokes. Mm-hmm. Like, I was trying to score points and bringing down your enthusiasm and how you felt about yourself. Like, I was just trying to
ruin that self-esteem, yo.
Yeah, I was trying to kill people's self-esteem, but I didn't realize that that's what I was doing. I was just like, yo, we being funny. Like, look at your shirt. Your shirt is funny. That's hilarious. Where'd you get that shirt from? Grandma Day, huh? Like, I didn't realize that's what I was doing. And that's what her character tends to do when she talks to people, and it kind of makes her an outcast. In this film, she's in one of those family relationships where, like, she has a fraternal brother. They are completely different. They're drastically different. He is the golden child. She is the problem child. The mother, there's something going on with the father, and the mother is kind of like, well, I guess it's not really a spoiler. Her dad died, and this is years later, and the mother is still trying to kind of cope with not having him around. Because what it seems like to me is he ran the house, like he ran the structure of the house, and it feels like he may have shown favoritism to the children while he was alive. So he kind of treated Nadine maybe like shit. It's kind of the way she makes it sound, but he treated Darian, the brother, like the golden child. So there's some pent up frustration there that we kind of get thrown into. Her best friend, her only friend, the only person that'll put up with her is Krista. And instantly, like, Nadine is not unattractive. She's actually a cute girl, right? But you look at her friend Krista, and you're kind of like, how are you not a cheerleader, captain of the girls' soccer team, all around popular blonde girl, right? You kind of hanging with Nadine, and they don't really like dive into that a whole lot, but they make you pretty aware that this girl could fit into any popular crowd in school, and Nadine would not be invited because they look like her jacket looks like a 1980s Marty McFly jacket. The whole film, like, she's just an awkward. She's confused, and she's a rebel, and she talks a lot. She rambles a whole lot, and that's kind of where Woody Harrelson's character comes in as the teacher. He becomes her sponge, like her emotional sponge. He has to sit and soak up all this shit she says when she comes into his office, and she just starts going and going, even when she's taking jabs at him. But what's funny about his character is he jabs right back, and he does not hold back. He says some stuff that's mean too, and he says it very matter of fact. And I think like that's what makes their relationship cool in the film. And from there, it's just kind of showing her having to deal with the fact that she catches her best friend and her brother in bed together, and then they start dating, and she becomes friendless, and she goes on this path to try to figure out what the fuck to do with herself, because she doesn't have a friend, or basically she's being mean to her friend, she's being mean to her brother, she's being mean to her mother. There's this kid that ends up liking her in school. He's weird as fuck. That character was hilarious. Like, he committed fully to the goofy Asian kid in her class that has this huge crush on her, and she treats him like shit. But he's the only one, when she loses her friend Krista, that'll kind of put up with her shit. So the film just basically shows her running around like a fucking nut job and treating other people like shit and being crazy and being funny, and it was entertaining as hell. Like, this is definitely one of the films that's probably going to get thrown up there as an Oscar nom for something, because I can't really see critics not liking this film. Like, critics like Perks of Being a Wallflower, and critics like God, I can't think of what the film was where the girl ended up dying and they were making a film. Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl. Like, films like that, critics love shit like that. And that's pretty much what this film is. A film about some outcasts.
Oh, wait, what was the one that had, what's her name? Shailene in it. Wasn't it Shailene?
Shailene Woodley?
It wasn't me. Oh, God.
The
Fault in Our Stars. That's what it was.
Yeah, that was the cancer film. That was a bit... That hit critics. Critics either hated it because it was too sappy or loved it for its sappiness.
It was too early in the season. It came out I think that came out early. That came out I want to say February. That's why it didn't get more.
That's not even really the film that did it, that got her there. The film and this film dropped the same year or year after. The film that she did with Miles Teller, where he was treating her like shit because he was having emotional problems at home, and she liked him. And I cannot think of what the name of that film was. It was a really good film. But he treated her like shit. I think his dad had an alcohol problem, and he started to develop one in his teens.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that was a really good film, and I think that film actually got nominated for some stuff. I can see the cover, but I damn sure cannot think of what the film is. It turned him sitting like in a tree or some shit on the cover. But this is one of those films. So, and they do a really good job, man. They capture that kind of 80s feel. The comedy is crude and it's funny. And it's very teenagery. Like, you would never say anything this immature now unless you were purposely trying to be a goofball. And the theater was laughing. It was a feel-good film. It got emotional at some points. But I can't see anybody who enjoys these little coming-of-age films like this, where the protagonist is somebody who just does not fucking get it. and it takes 90 minutes for them to figure it out. That's what this is. It's one of the best films I've seen this year, and they always wait till the end of the year to release these damn films. So this is pretty much what I've been looking forward to, stuff like this.
So I think you're talking about The Spectacular Now.
Yes, that's it. The Spectacular Now.
Yeah, so that was it. The other thing that gets me about this film, I was looking it up. The director is Kelly Freeman Craig. This is basically her first film. She has nothing else.
She's a writer too.
Yeah, so. she's a writer, producer, director of this film. I mean, she's got writing credits for like a short film and then something called Postgrad. Those are 2008, 2009. So she hasn't done anything since 2009 outside of writing. And so this is the first producer, director, writer thing she has in 2016. So that's kind of interesting that you can actually pull that off with something like this. It just goes to show you that you never know when somebody's going to have a good movie out there, until you go out there and do it, you get a good cast.
It's pretty much, I mean, that's what she did a good job of. The actress that plays her mother is Kira Sedgwick. Kira Sedgwick. She does an amazing job. Woody Harrelson does an amazing job. And pretty much all the other characters are like background characters. There are 5 main characters that you're focusing on, and it's Nadine, Darian, Mona, Krista, and Mr. Bruner.
Okay.
And Erwin, which is Hayden, looks like Zeto.
Yeah, the Asian kid you were talking about in the
Man,
film,
his fucking character, he is so hilarious, bro. Like he can't get a full sentence out. He constantly like step forwards and step backs, step forwards in his conversation. He's like, "Hey, how you doing?" Oh wait, I didn't mean hey. I meant hello. I mean not hello, but like hello, not hello like hello, but hello like hello, like that, not like that, but really like this. But never mind. I'm just gonna shut up now. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm not gonna say anything else. Oh, still talking. I'm sorry. Like he talks like that the whole movie, and it really shows itself when they have this kind of chemistry, and they really don't know what to do with the energy, and then he just starts wigging out with the conversation, and she's making fun of him. It's a feel good film, man. I like the whole theater was really enjoying this film.
I know somebody asked you. I know you talked about this and you were looking for it, and somebody asked you about it. The soundtrack for this.
The soundtrack for this film is fucking amazing. I'm in the theater and they went to a white party and they were playing A$AP Ferg, and instantly I was like, of course, this is how white kids get down in white burbia. They play A$AP Ferg. Then Anderson .Paak comes on, and I'm like, oh, I want to go to this party. I want to be at this party. Then they got in the car, and I heard a song that sounded like the Black Keys. But I don't see them on the album, so it must have been somebody else that would sound like the Black Keys. Then Phanogram comes on, and then there's another part where she's in the car with this kid, and there's a song he's listening to, and I'm like, what song is that? There's a song where she's walking down the hallway. I'm like, what song is that? So this is not only a good film as far as the story and the character development and the acting, but then you put a really good soundtrack behind it. And that fully is what 80s films were about. They were these sappy romance teen flick films with these really good soundtracks.
Right.
And that's what this film is wholeheartedly. And that's where it reminded me of Perks of Being a Wallflower. Perks of Being a Wallflower, despite it being a very, very good film, a very sad film, it had an amazing soundtrack. And that's what this one, like, I was trying to find the soundtrack for this on Spotify, and it actually does not come out until the film comes out, which is tomorrow. So I gotta wait. No, actually it comes out Friday. So I gotta wait to get my hands on it. But I posted it on my Facebook page, and I could post it in the MTR group just so people can see what the track listing is for it. But there's like 20 plus songs, and it is just really good artists on it. Like new artists too. They didn't really go for old stuff. They went for stuff that kids her age should be listening to.
That's always a good thing.
Yeah, I really dug that. Like they found good music that kids her age rock with. I know because I go to the concerts for these artists when I do photography. So I pretty much am the only 30-year-old standing in line with a bunch of girls that look like her. So that never feels weird.
All right, man. So out of 10, what do we give this?
It's a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
Like the rating on Rotten Tomatoes right now is what? Hold on, let me get this right because we changed the way
Yeah,
to
we got
Rotten Tomato ratings.
Mm-hmm.
So let me pull this up real quick because we no longer say that it's a 91%.
No.
We give a more accurate reading. Let's see, there is a 91% chance that you will give this film a 7.9 out of 10. So that's what this is. I give it a 9 out of 10, but there's a 91% chance. So I went above and beyond the 91%. I'm in the 1%. Okay, I'm a 1%er.
The 1%er.
But there is a 91% chance you will give this film a 7.9 out of 10.
Oh, man. All right, folks. Well, there you guys have it. That's a review for The Edge of 17. Check it out and get the soundtrack when it comes out on Friday. You can find the rest of the reviews on movietrailerreviews.net or mtrnetwork.net. Search for Movie Trailer Reviews or MTR Network on iTunes or Stitcher Radio. And until next time, we are out of here. Peace.
Peace.